The NFL on CBS. Today's game is sponsored by Ford and your Ford dealers, who bring you the better idea cars and trucks for the 80s. Sony Trinitron with the one gun, one lens system. And it's from Sony, the one and only. And by Sears Tire and Auto Centers, home of straight talk, good values, and satisfaction.
From Bush Memorial Stadium, St. Louis, Missouri, it's the NFL on CBS. Today, the New York Giants versus the St. Louis Cardinals. Good afternoon, everybody. Kurt Gowdy with Hank Stram, an ancient rivalry here going all the way back to 1926. Cardinals won the opening game of this season in New York. Today, though, they're looking to the future, both these clubs, and they're going with two young quarterbacks, Sims and Pasarkowitz, and Hank Stram will tell you about them. Hank?
Well, Kurt, as everybody knows, Phil Sims was pressed into action early in the season, has really done a terrific job as a quarterback of the New York Giants. I think everybody feels very strongly that he is the quarterback of the future for that fine franchise, and so they look forward to what he's going to do with great anticipation. On the other side of the field, of course, a young quarterback was made to play last week, Steve Pasarkowitz. They don't know a whole lot about him, but I'm sure he's going to be a good one, and we'll see a lot of him here this afternoon.
The Cardinals won the toss. They're going to receive. And kicking off will be Danilo. The kick is grabbed by Roy Green. He's one of the best in the league returning kickoffs. He stumbles over the 25, and out he comes to his 28-yard line with a hit made there by Ray Oldham. First down, Cardinals, the quarterback. There's their offensive line first. Even though it's been crippled all year, it's still one of the best. Oates, Young, Banks, Steve. Osborne, the tight end. Gray and Tilley are the wide boys. Morris, Otis Anderson, the running backs. Coming wide is Morris. Over the 30, he's to the 33.
Morris, the ball carrier.
Tackled by Beasley Reese. Second down coming up, Cardinals. Steve Pasarkowitz from the University of Missouri, the quarterback. Martin, Mendenhall, Jeter up front for the Giants. Van Pelt, Carson, Caulfield, Kelly are the four linebackers. Jackson and Rhodes on the corners, Oldham and Reese the safety men. Otis Anderson, big hole, first down. He needs only 24 yards today to become the all-time rookie rushing leader in one season, bypassing Earl Campbell. 25-24 to tie.
The Cardinals are using a very unusual formation. They have Richard Osborne, their tight end, lined up between the center and the guard, and he's there for a specific reason. He wants to be in a good blocking position to help on the nose man, Mendenhall, and he shifts from that spot to his normal tight end position on this play.
That slant pat thrown too high to Pat Tilley. He was wide open going into the middle. He was in front of Ray Rhodes, but the pass was a bullet pass and too high for him. Second down, 10. Cardinals ball on their own 43. Pasarkowitz has caused some controversy, not himself. When Don Coryell left here, he complained that he wanted to draft Robin Cole. He needed defensive help the following year, but instead the Cardinals drafted Pasarkowitz as their number one pick at quarterback. That made Coryell mad. Here is Anderson. Anderson to the 45. Bud Wilkinson, according to rumors, was ordered to play Pasarkowitz the last three games so the Cardinals could get a look for the future of the young quarterback. Wilkinson said, "Jim Hart's my man. We're going to put the best on the field. The fans deserve it." The controversy, Wilkinson was fired. And Pasarkowitz in the middle of both those controversies. Ball now on the 46-yard line of the Cardinals. They have a 3rd and 7. Osborne, the tight end, is out. Dave Stieff, Pat Tilley, Mel Gray. Three wide receivers for the Cardinals. Cardinals have not been bad on third down conversions all year. So they run the ball. They give it to Wayne Morris. He stopped short of a first down, close to the 50-yard line where John Mendenhall hit him there. And the punting team comes on.
Kurt, as you know, going into this game, the St. Louis Cardinals are 4th in total offense, 1 rushing, 5 passing, which is very impressive for a team that really hasn't won any more games that they've won so far this season.
Jimmy Robinson is a deep man. Punt formation will be Steve Little, who does both the place kicking and the punting. #1 pick a year ago. Disappointment his rookie year. He's coming around now out of the University of Arkansas. He's averaged just under 40 yards a kick. A high one, a beauty. Hitting on the 5, and it's into the end zone. But wait a minute, let's see where they spot it. Now it's a touchback. And they'll bring it out to the 20-yard line where the Giants will put the ball in play. This telecast presented by authority of the NFL, intended for the private use of our audience. Any rebroadcast or other use of this telecast without the express written consent of the Cardinals and the National Football League is prohibited. Here are the Giants with Benson, Van Horn, Clack, Turner, and Coppins up front. Shirk, the tight end, Scales and Gray are the starting wide receivers. Coder and Taylor, the running backs. The fumble on the exchange. The Cardinals may have it. Big pile up there. They fumble the opening exchange in the quarterback, and the Cardinals, Kurt Ellerman, recovers the fumble. And the Cardinals take over in the Giant 19.
It's hard to tell what happened on that bad exchange between a quarterback and the center. Evidently, the quarterback looked like he was trying to get out of there too soon. It wasn't a good exchange between the two, and for that reason why he fumbled the football and the thing was recovered by Kurt Ellerman. St. Louis has possession on the 19.
Sims trying to dive for the ball. All right, let's see what Pasarkowicz does. He's 26 years old, his third year. He's only thrown 58 passes this year. Mel Gray in motion. Otis Anderson looking for blocking, the 20, the 15, and skips out of bounds. He's going out on the Giant 17. He had a good block from his right guard, Terry Steve.
They like to run this play, and Terry Steve, the right guard, number 68, is really an excellent young prospect, and he's going to be a good one for a long period of time. Anderson has great outside speed, a good stride, and bounces to the outside and picks up a nice gain on the play.
Spot him out on the 12. He has 21 yards. He needs 4 more yards now to set a record for a rookie for the most yards gained in a season. Second down, 3. Anderson hitting, squirming inside the 10. He can go inside, he can go outside. He weighs 210 pounds, 6'2". Didn't make many All-American teams at the University of Miami, which shows you how much those All-American teams mean.
You know, Kurt, the nice thing about him, the impressive thing about him is the fact that he runs with good control, good balance, and he follows his interference extremely well for a rookie back.
And Hankey now holds the all-time rookie rushing record. He broke Earl Campbell's record of last year. He now has 1,426 yards.
Looks like they're going to run right.
First and goal to go. Wayne Morris fumbles the ball, and the Giants have it. Morris fumbled right on top of it. Haber made the hit on him. And on the recovery, George Martin picked it up. Well, these teams have exchanged fumbles, both inside the 20-yard line. A timeout on the field. 11:14 to go in the first period and no score.
Ford's 79 countdown clearance is underway. Your Ford dealer is receiving allowances and additional cash incentives that he can pass on to you now when you buy selected new 79 Ford cars and trucks. It could add up to $400 on V8 Mustangs and pickups, $600 on LTD, over $1,000 on Heritage Thunderbirds. See your Ford dealer now. Ask him about the $400, $600, and $1,000 better idea.
A rarity, a defensive end, that is against the Giants. May be on Mendenhall. George Martin, the left end, who leads the Giants in sacks with 11, intercepted the pass and has it wiped out. This is a 15-yard penalty and may be roughing the passer.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, number 70, Defense, first down.
It's on Gary Jeter. Fumbles and penalties are killing the Giants right now.
Let's see what the response is of Mendenhall. Watch 64 right here on the nose of the center. There he comes. He makes an honest effort to try to get penetration. Here's Anderson.
There's another flag drop as Otis Anderson scoots. He goes to the 21-yard line. Dazzling run by him. You can see why he's great. He has the size, the speed. Lou Saban says why he's good. He runs with the entire surface of his feet on the ground.
Defense, number 70, offside.
And there's another penalty against the Giants. Gary Jeter was offside. The Cardinals, of course, declined. Look at this running form, Hank.
You know, the amazing thing about Anderson, too, you see that slight inside, outside, inside move? He sees the cavity, takes advantage of it. He's hard to bring down. It's a good tackle there from the inside there by Beasley Reese, number 28. But, you know, I get the impression looking at Anderson, it's hard to believe that he only weighs 210. He looks like he weighs more than that, the way he runs.
Otis Brown in the game. Brown is bulldog at the 17. Beasley Reese, the strong safety, hitting there. I guess I grew up by the rodeo grounds out in Cheyenne. It was always bulldogging then. Now it's steer wrestling. You know, you got to refine these terms. But boy, all I know is he took him around the neck and wrestled him down.
Yeah, it's all terminology. It is all the way you say it.
Second down, 6. Cardinals and the Giants, 17. Otis Brown, Otis Anderson, they're roommates in the backfield. They say they're the backfield of the future. Here's a draw play. That's Otis Brown. Brown over the 10. He goes to the 8. Otis Brown out of UCLA, a rookie, averaging 4.1 yards. He scored 7 touchdowns. He's 225. He was a number 2 draft pick. They needed some running help, and they got it in one draft. Otis Anderson and Theodis Brown.
And Theodis Brown also has a capacity to catch the football. He came into this game catching 22.
First and goal to go. The Cardinals on the Giant 9-yard line. 11:15 to play in the first half. The Cardinals leading 9-0. The Giants making mistakes. Here comes Anderson, cutting back. Picks up a yard or 2 on the cutback to the 8, maybe the 7. We'll see where they spot him. Gary Jeter on the hit, put it on the 8-yard line. It'll be second down, 8 to go for a Cardinal touchdown.
Bob Young, the left guard, called on the play, and Anderson has the option of actually running inside or outside, depending on how they take the linebacker. The linebacker was taken out that time. He tried to cut inside, but was tackled there by Calvin Miller, who made a good play.
Second down, 8 for a Cardinal touchdown. Al Gray in motion. Anderson, 5. Burrows his way to the 3-yard line, Otis Anderson. Third down, 3. With a big game here today, depending what Earl Campbell does tomorrow night against the Steelers, he could be the new rushing leader of the National Football League. He was 26 yards behind Earl Campbell going into today's play, and of course tomorrow night. Kaufman took a 6-yard pass. Green Bay leads the Bears 7-3 in the second period. Anderson in the eye, they hop out of it. 3rd and 3 for a Cardinal touchdown.
See if they run left here. They do.
They do, and he's hit. Great charge there by Brian Kelly, the right linebacker, number 55.
The right guard that time pulled Terry Stephen. He makes a great block. He really makes a terrific block that time on Brad Van Pelt. But they're forced to kick on a 4th and 8.
Steve Little will try a 25-yard field goal. Earlier he kicked a 30-yarder. His kick is up, and it is good. And the Cardinals on Giant penalties and Giant fumbles have built a 12-0 lead in the first half with 9 minutes and 20 seconds remaining. We'll be back here in St. Louis.
Gentlemen, tonight we're brought together here by 2 teams we all love. from Miller. I want to take this opportunity myself to tell you. I tell you, I don't get no respect.
Garçon, je dis saignant. Si elle est pas saignante,
Sounds good, but what is it? Meatloaf sandwich and a light.
Gentlemen, as we all know and appreciate, light has 1/3 less calories than a regular beer, and it's less filling.
But the best thing is it tastes great.
Less filling.
Gentlemen.
Hey, Deacon, pass the roll. Hey, Charlie, that's my beer.
No, yours is by your broccoli. This is my broccoli.
That's my beer.
What's wrong with you guys?
Hey, Bubba, you want the peas?
Ooh, hey, you gonna eat all that?
Just showing off.
Gentlemen, in closing, I'd like to think I speak for all of us when I say if it wasn't for light, I wouldn't be where I am today.
Hey, you're big.
Light beer from Miller. Everything you always wanted in a beer, and less.
Coming next, it's the exciting Mixed Team Golf Championship with top female and male pros competing. You'll say, you saw it on CBS Sports.
Cardinals 12, Giants nothing, second period. That's the drive, 70 yards, finally stalled, then the field goal by Steve Little, and he'll kick off. And deep is Jimmy Robinson. Robinson takes it on the 5, out to the 10, to the 20. Trying to get outside, he's pulled down just short of the 25. And he's hit there by Steve Henry, a reserve defensive back. Well, what can the Giants do to get going? One thing, they can quit fumbling. They coughed it up 3 times, and it's killed them. And then every time they've had a first down, they've been wiped out with penalties.
They just have to stop making mistakes, Kurt.
Yeah,
That's all that you mentioned.
They had an intercepted pass. There was an offside on it. They gave the Cardinals the ball back again. Billy Taylor trying to sweep, not much, over the 25 to the 26. Hit there by Bob Pollard. Helping him with John Bearfield, the left outside linebacker.
I think one thing they have to do, they have to change their running style a little bit by running some misdirection. Those linebackers are pursuing so quickly that it's very difficult to get where they want to go before the linebackers get there.
Second down, 10. Giants are last in offense.
Passing formation.
In the league, it has to be. Sims throws. It's a bad pass. It's too low. And the pass intended for the tight end, Gary Shirk. So it's third down now, 10 to go. Giants on their 25. Giants averaging only 15 points a game. That's second to last in the league. Detroit is last. Their defense has improved this year. Giants do have a chance to win 2 more games than they did last year. Last year they went 6-10. They're 6-8 coming into this one. If they won today, or win their last one, they'd have won 7 games for the first time since 1972. Third down, 10. Fakes the draw. Throws to the sideline. And it is no good. It's out of bounds. Jimmy Robinson, the receiver, caught it, but he's out. He got beyond that yard measurement. And the Giants must punt again on 4th and 10.
9 yards to go.
Double safety. Roy Green is dropping back. And Lee Nelson for the Cardinals. Here's the punt by Jennings. A twisting spiral. Fair catch call on their own 25-yard line by Lee Nelson. Cardinals ball, first down. Here's a score after Wendell Tyler scored for the Rams, and then there's an ineligible man downfield for the Giants. The Rams missed the extra point. Haskell Standback came back on a 2-yard run for Atlanta. They hit the extra point, and they lead the Rams now 7-6 in the second quarter. Rams could clinch that Western title with a win today. It would set up their last game against the Saints as meaningless as far as the division title is concerned. Well, now the truck tells me that we have the score wrong. May I have it again, please? I'm reading it the way it's handed to me. 7-0. That is right. 7-6 LA. And the correction just passed along. Atlanta missed the extra point. So that's the correction. 7-6 Rams. An eligible man downfield. Again, a Giant penalty costly after a good kick by Jennings. About the same type of kick. It's taken on the 30. Roy Green to 35. Comes up to the 40. Flag is down. Forward motion stopped on the 42-yard line. But a flag drop. We may have a clipping coming up here. Some kind of a foul against the Cardinals on the run back. 8:09 to play in the first half. 12-0. The Cardinals in the lead. Under their interim coach, Larry Wilson. I thought that was a warm gesture by the Cardinal players last week. That's clipping against the Cards. They beat the 49ers here, and they met and awarded the game ball to their ex-coach, Bud Wilkinson. The team said Wilkinson stood by us all the way in every game, every week that he was here. We want him to have the game ball. That had to warm the heart of an old coach, Hank Stram.
Yeah, it must have done that, I'm sure, but I'm sure that Bud would have felt a lot better had they played better, so he wouldn't have been put in that position.
The game ball, well, he was still there.
That's right.
I'm out right now.
It's the Delco Freedom Battery Sale. What do you want from a car battery, America?
Freedom to start in the cold. Thanks, Delco.
And you? Freedom from adding water. Thanks, Delco. Then come on to the Delco Freedom Battery Sale. AC Delco is making it possible for you to save on the powerful, never-add-water Delco Freedom Battery. At participating outlets when you see the Delco Freedom Battery Sale poster.
Thanks, Delco!
What to give a pain in the neck for Christmas? Well, nice hot water and massage are well-known soothers of muscular aches and pains. Therefore, the makers of the best-selling pulsating shower head suggest the Shower Massage by Waterpik. But if no one on your list has an occasional pain, surely you know someone who could stand some good, clean fun.
Give the original comfort and joy. The Shower Massage by Waterpik.
Hi, I'm Phil Simms of the New York Giants. I'm here to talk to you on a very critical subject, energy conservation. This winter, think twice when you set your thermostat. Energy, you can't afford to waste it.
Base-hitting announcement furnished to public service by the National Football League. Final week of the season. Next week in the first game, Hank and I will be in Foxborough, Minnesota Vikings against the New England Patriots. San Francisco versus Atlanta, and the Cardinals close out against the Bears. It's a doubleheader in the second game along CBS. New Orleans against the Rams. Philadelphia at Houston to be a big one. Washington at Dallas, another large one in the way the postseason schedule is going to be made. Right now, the Cardinals in the lead here have the ball on their 21 with a first down. Anderson, Theodis Brown, Sarchik whips the pass out and completes it to the 34-yard line of the Cardinals to Dave Stieff, fourth-year player from Portland State. Beasley Reese made the stop on him in the secondary. Cardinals have been a running club so far today.
The Cardinals have always liked that play. They fake inside to hold the linebacker, and especially the weak side linebacker to get him going to the inside and throw right behind him. The play was designed and executed perfectly, and Dave Stieff made the catch. He came into the game with 20 catches.
The Sarchik's 4 out of 5. He fakes the run. He throws to Gray. It is nearly broken up. Or to Pat Tilley. And Ray Rhodes is there to help break it up. Here is one of the more underrated receivers in the National Football League. Pat Tilley, 48 catches this year. Penalty markers down. We may have some holding here in that Cardinal backline.
It's interesting to watch the St. Louis Cardinal quarterback fake. He fakes with the ball and does a pretty good job. The mesh between he and the tailback is pretty good. Most teams in professional football fake with a hand, and I don't think it does much of a job of selling the defense on the fact that it's going to be given to the back, because you don't give a back a hand, you give him the ball. So you got to fake with the ball.
Number 84, offense, still first down.
Spot the ball back on the 24 now, legal use of the hands. Zarkowitz has a baseball throwing arm. The Cardinals tried to sign him. When he graduated from high school, he was a shortstop. Sarkowitz throws it out. A bad pass to Theodis Brown.
Gary Jeter really got good penetration that time and made him throw the ball poorly.
Giants haven't had much of a rush on him, of course, with that three-man front. That time they were in there. 12-0. Cardinals in the lead. 7 minutes, 26 seconds to play. Rams 14, Atlanta 6 in the second period. Rams keep going. They'll set a new record. 7 division titles in a row. The handoff goes to Theodis Brown. Theodis Brown hit by Brad Van Pelt. I would imagine the Giants, Hank, again will have both those linebackers, Van Pelt and Carson, in the Pro Bowl game off one team. They're good ones.
Yes, they are. I don't know whether both of them will be in the Pro Bowl, but I'm sure that one of them at least will be there.
Third down coming for the Cardinals. They're on their 26-yard line. And they have a 3rd and 18. Well, let's see what Zarkowitz does now. Short drop. Melgray is jarred loose. It's an incomplete pass. He did not have possession or control. Otis McKinney jarred that ball loose, number 23, and the Cardinals must punt. Line of scrimmage, their own 26. Billy Waddy scored that Ram touchdown on a 25-yard pass. Bob Thomas has come back with a field goal for the Bears, 33-yarder, 7-6 Green Bay. Jimmy Robinson is a safety man for the Giants. Steve Little in punt formation. 6:37 to go in the half. Low spiral, might get a run back here. Robinson in the 40. He was trying to cut. He was taken standing up and falling backwards. And down the cover was Richard Osborne. Well, the Giants have the ball in pretty good operating position now. And we come back with a score of the Cardinals 12 and the Giants nothing.
Introducing the best gas mileage ratings of any mid-size wagon.
Aren't you glad you bought a Fairmont? The right idea for today.
Introducing the biggest cargo area of any mid-size wagon built in America.
Aren't you glad you bought a Fairmont?
Introducing the lowest sticker price of any mid-size wagon. The 1980 Ford Fairmont wagons got it all.
Aren't you glad you bought a Fairmont?
Glad. Glad. Glad.
The right idea for today.
We're not exactly alike. I'm wearing JCPenney Plain Pockets jeans, and I'm wearing the world's best-selling jeans. My jeans are made of tough, heavy denim with good looks and great styling. And mine have this fancy stitching on the back pocket.
But Plain Pockets only cost you $12.
JCPenney Plain Pockets. The big difference between us and them is the pocket and the price. I'll buy lunch.
On Saturday, December 22nd, the CBS Sports Spectacular features the Graceful Super Skates, plus the Pacific Synchronized Swimming Championships. You'll say, you saw it on CBS Sports.
Theismann just hit Harmon with a 7-yarder, and the Redskins have tied the Bengals 14-all. That's 5:19 to go in the half. Giants ball, their own 44-yard line. Hand off to Billy Taylor. Taylor bangs it out to the 48 of the Giants. 4-yard gain. He was brought down by Mark Arneson. Second down, 6, New York. We're getting down close to 6 minutes to play. Giants have been shut out. They've had one mild threat. Fumbles, penalties have bogged them down.
And this is the first good field position they've had so far in the game, starting on their own 44.
Coder on the sweep. 50. Ooh, was he hit there by Kurt Allerman. A loose ball. Riley Davis also there. Watch this hit.
Here he comes running to the left, and watch the hit that he gets here. Coming through the hole. And there it is right there. A beautiful shot. by Kurt Elliman, number 50, jars the ball loose. It falls to the turf, and it's recovered by the Giants.
Charlie Davis on it. Fourth turnover on a fumble by the Giants. Cardinals recover their ball on the 48-yard line of New York. You can't keep turning that ball over like that and do well. St. Louis on the New York 48. First down, Gray in motion. Hand off to Otis Anderson. The other way.
Oh, he's got some running room here.
Gets to the 50. He turned a disaster into a gain, a 4-yard gain. George Martin brought him down, and the crowd gives him a hand. I thought he was going to be hit for about a 10-yard loss.
Yes, that was a counter play. He runs to his left, stops, comes back the other way. Mendenhall has a shot, but what he did here, he stretched a loss into about a 4-yard gain.
Well, he's around 59 yards already. You know, that fumble by Coder, just his fourth in the last 3 years. That was a rarity to see Coder fumble. Gray in motion again. Big hole open. Anderson gallops through and has a first down. He may be on his way to 100 yards in the first half.
Watch Anderson going to his left. A trap block, a beautiful trap block by Terry Steve, number 68, the right guard. But he shot through that hole and through the gap in good shape for another first down.
Cardinals are ahead 12-0. They have the ball on the Giant 33. A little over 4 minutes to go in the first half.
Looks like they're going to run something left.
They fake it, they throw it to Gray on the screen. Gray out to 30, 25. He can still move. Mel Gray has been in this league 9 years, and the Cardinals say he hasn't lost a step. We have a flag down.
That time they faked the ball to the left. Another kind of misdirection.
We have an eligible receiver downfield on this one. I believe. We'll check it. So the Cardinals finally make a mistake. After a slew of Giant mistakes and fumbles and penalties.
St. Louis has really done a good job.
That's the turnovers, but the penalties also must be included in there. Let's listen.
Ineligible downfield, number 54, offense, still first down.
That's Tom Banks, the center, who went downfield.
And I started to say, you know, the Cardinals have really done a good job of spraying the ball around and getting him moving one way and coming back the other. There was a good illustration of it. Even though they had a penalty on the play, the scheme and philosophy offensively for this game is very good.
Penalties are not that much different, but the Giant penalties have come at the wrong time. First down 20. Anderson, a hole. He comes right back again, and he stopped at the Giant 30 by Terry Jackson. He picks up 13. A holding, I think, is coming up against the Cardinals.
He came back and ran exactly the same play again, a trap inside. Terry Steed being the trapper, number 68. But a penalty on the play.
2 weeks ago when we were in Cincinnati, I talked to Bud Wilkinson about Otis Anderson. And he said the one thing Otis Anderson needs to improve on, everybody needs to improve on some weaknesses, is hitting the inside hole.
Number 54, offense.
Yeah, that's a second bad penalty in a row for the center, Tom Banks. He said Anderson must hit that hole or read it a little quicker. He's looking beyond, but once he gets through there, then to find the daylight in the secondary. When he does that, he's going to be almost a perfect running back. Now they're back to their own 47 now. First down and 30. First and 30 for the Cardinals. Zarkowitz setting up, fires it out. Look out, it's nearly intercepted by Harry Carson. Carson leads the Giants this year in tackles with 107.
I guess he was trying to throw that ball to Otis Anderson, but he threw it a little bit too high, and Carson almost came up with the interception.
L.A. and Atlanta Jim Youngblood intercepted a pass, a Steve Bartowski pass, and Youngblood raced it in for a touchdown. The Rams lead 21-6, second period. And they may clinch their division title today and be in the playoffs for sure. Second down, 30 for the Cardinals. Otis Anderson on a screen to 50, 45. Look at him pick up that block. Back he comes. Smart runner. He waited till he got a blocker and then went to his left. He knows how to wait for the blocker.
Yeah, that was a passing formation. They threw a screen to the left side. Kosarkowicz looks downfield, throws it left. Anderson cuts inside, then he breaks to the outside. He's got the ball in the wrong arm, and the right arm going to the left side. Finally is tackled, but so many backs running to the left carry the ball in the wrong arm, carrying it in the right arm. They're hit from the inside out many times, and it creates a fumble situation.
Play covered 19 yards. 3rd and 12 for the Cardinals. They're ahead 12-0.
Blitz.
Fumble. Flags down. Kosarkowicz fumbling that ball from center.
Kosarkowicz saw the blitz coming and looked like he tried to get out of there a little bit quicker than he should have, but he really had possession of the ball, was in the process of throwing it, and looked like he just dropped it.
Number 10, Van Pelt, hit the center.
Illegal motion, number 65, offense, decline, 4th down.
Brad Oates, the left tackle, illegally in motion, declined by the Giants, 4th down. The Cardinals ball on the Giant 43 and a punt formation for Steve Little. Jimmy Robinson is the safety man for the Giants. 3 minutes to go in the half. Cardinals are ahead 12-0.
Little has really done a good job of dropping the football on his foot as he kicks the ball. That's the important thing. Let's see how he drops it here.
And let's watch his leg lift. It won't be that powerful. Down around the, oh, that's a kick in front of the end zone. He had good timing on that one, Hank.
Yes, the drop was perfect that time. Sometimes when you see a kicker drop the ball, the nose of the ball will be down in front or maybe up on top. But look how nice and flat it is. And for that reason, it hits his foot perfectly. See it drop perfectly. He hits it on the instep, gets a perfect spiral, and makes good contact with the ball only because it was a good drop.
Monday night on CBS. Charlie Brown Christmas joined Raggedy Ann and Andy in the Great Santa Claus Caper. Hour of comedy, MASH, WKRP Cincinnati, Ed Asner's Lou Grant on CBS Monday night. Billy Taylor to the 23 of the Giants. Charlie Davis there to stop him with Mike Dawson the right end. 2:40 to go in the half. That's the lineup for Monday night on CBS. Second down, 7. This is one of those games where the Giants are going into the locker room at halftime and say, boys, it's a new game, a new day. It has to be when we go out for that second half. Let's forget the first half.
There'll be a lot more said than that, I'm sure, Kurt.
Sims pass. I don't know. I think he was trying to hit Shirk. Ernie Gray was crossing there. They were both there.
It was a bad pattern. Both receivers were in the same spot. And for that reason, one defensive back could have covered both of them, but you couldn't tell who he was really trying to throw the ball to because they were so close together on that pattern.
He is at 4 out of 9. I said he's the old head today. Kosarkowicz has started 3 games in his career, while Sims has been the starter for the Giants shortly before midway of the season. So he started more games than Kosarkowicz, even though he's been in the NFL 2 years longer. Now Sims guns it out to Shirk, the tight end, and he hangs on to it. First down for the Giants on their 34-yard line. Ken Stone tackled him. Gary Shirk doesn't have great speed for a tight end. The 2-minute warning flash. We're closing near the end of the half. The Cardinals have been dominating. St. Louis 12, New York nothing.
If keeping up with your car is getting you down, fight back with STP. STP gas treatment fights to keep your carburetor clean, and that can help keep your engine running like it ought to. Try STP oil treatment. A recent test with older cars that use a lot of oil proved it reduced oil consumption an average of nearly 15% in those cars. Come on, fight back with STP.
Radio Shack is having a tremendous hi-fi speaker sale. Save 50% on this realistic Nova speaker. Sale price $39.95. You can buy 2 for the price of 1 during this remarkable sale. Nova speakers, designed and engineered by Radio Shack to faithfully reproduce true high-fidelity sound, enclosed in an all-wood cabinet and backed by over 6,000 Radio Shack locations. The sale-priced realistic Nova speaker. Only at Radio Shack, your Christmas electronics store.
2 minutes to go and a half. Busch Stadium, St. Louis. Ideal football weather. A lot of editorials written here in the paper about the dismissal of Bud Wilkinson. I like that. Hank Stram as the next coach. Wilkinson ordered to play a young quarterback to give him a look for the future. Declined and played the veteran Jim Hart. He said his duty was to put the best team on the field. Hart was the best quarterback. I want to get Hank Stram's observation on that as a coach from the coach's viewpoint. Taylor out in motion. Sims to Taylor. It's a screen, and he runs it out of bounds on the 37-yard line. What about it, Hank? What would you have done in that position?
Well, from a coaching standpoint, you know, you're paid to win football games, and for that reason, you have to do everything you possibly can to get the best people on the field to try to win a game. And it's very obvious that Hart is the better of the 2 quarterbacks. If I were coaching a team, I would want to start Hart just like Bud Wilkinson did.
All right, how about the owner's viewpoint? Hey, look, we're not in the playoffs. We have to get ready for the future. How can we know Zarkowitz is any good unless we play him? How can we value him?
Number 58, defense, first down.
First of all, you don't draft a player like Zarkowitz at a quarterback position as high as they drafted him unless you have a good feeling that he's going to be a good prospect. Secondly, you've had a chance to see him for an extended period of time in practice and preseason games. That's the time to do that experimentation. But I think you have to always play your best people with the express purpose of doing everything you can to win the game.
On first down, Sims out of the pocket. Look out! Blindsided there by Ron Jankowski. That's how quarterbacks get hurt.
Boy, that's smarts. Always from the backside. That's when it's really difficult. The concentration on the part of the quarterback, Sims, here is excellent. He doesn't hear the footprints or footsteps at all. He's so concerned about getting the ball downfield, and he really got a shot in the back that time.
Second down, 13. Right into the hands of the Cardinals. Eric Williams has it. Williams trying to run for that sideline, and he makes it. He goes out of bounds and stops the clock with 21 seconds to go. A minute 31 to go. Look at that, right in his hand. Eric Williams.
I don't know who he was looking at that time. He just threw the ball, evidently with the anticipation of the receiver breaking into that area. Had no chance whatsoever to make the completion. Williams makes the catch and runs down the sideline, and it's another opportunity for the Cardinals to get some points on the scoreboard with just 1:31 left in the first half.
That's the 5th turnover for the Giants in the first half. 4 fumbles they've given up and an intercepted pass. And the Cardinals are leading because of that, 12-0. And now they smell blood. They have a slot right. Zarkowitz off to Anderson. Hole again. Look at that run. 5. Down to the 4. It'll be first and goal. Great change of direction by the rookie.
Here it is.
St. Louis.
Good blocking by the part of the offensive center, Tom Banks. But look at the way this kid runs into the hole. And the great thing about it is he has great vision. He sees what's happening all the time and is under total control.
You don't coach that, do you, Coach?
No, it's God-given ability. Coaches would like to take credit for that, but there's no way you can teach that kind of running skill and ability.
Coming up on CBS Sports, the Sun Bowl. That's a very interesting game. Washington nearly made it to the Rose Bowl, not quite, against the University of Texas, which nearly made it to the Cotton Bowl. Blue-gray games on Christmas Day, the Peach Bowl, Clemson against Baylor. That's Monday, December 31st. And the Cotton Bowl, Two powerhouse teams, Houston versus Nebraska on New Year's Day. The East-West Shrine game. Been one of the finest charity games for years and years in America, where football players run to help children walk again. January 5th in the Bay Area. And the Senior Bowl, on January 12th, will feature the nation's outstanding senior football players. Sort of a preview of the draft, what that is, and a preview of next year's top rookie.
They're going to run left, it looks like.
Full house backfield. There's a fumble. Anderson has it and is stopped at the 5-yard line. They have Morris, Otis Anderson, Theodis Brown in there. It'll be second down. Goal to go for the Cardinals in the Giant 5. Clock is moving. A minute to go in the half. 12-0 Cardinals. Now they put Morris out for the wing, and they're mixed up. Theodis Brown didn't know the signal. Comes in, asks for time. The Cardinals have one timeout left. Zarkowitz coming to the sideline to talk to his coach.
I think Theodis Brown was concerned about the alignment of Wayne Morris. Morris seemingly didn't know specifically where he was supposed to be, and for that reason they were forced to call a timeout.
In the first half, Otis Anderson, the rookie running back, has 87 yards. He needed 25 today to break Earl Campbell's all-time rookie rushing record for a single season. And if he continues at this pace, he may be the NFL ground-gaining champ this year, this week and next week. First game of an NFL doubleheader on CBS. The Vikings and the Patriots in New England at 1 o'clock. San Francisco versus Atlanta and St. Louis against Chicago. The second game, New Orleans and the Rams. The Eagles against Houston. Both teams, although the Eagles are in the playoffs, the division still may be at stake when they play. Same for the Oilers. They'll play Pittsburgh Monday night. Washington and Dallas, and playoff hopes there. Not only mostly for the Redskins, but the division titles still be at stake.
You know, Dallas was interesting to watch yesterday, Kurt. They weren't as flamboyant as they normally are. They lost a lot of people, but in spite of that, they just did what they thought they could do well, eliminated mistakes, were very concerned about not losing the game. And that's exactly what they did.
Second down 5, Zarkowitz lobs it out. It's incomplete. He's trying to get it to Wayne Morris in the end zone. Third down 5 for a Cardinal touchdown. Clock stops, 49 seconds remaining in the first half.
And I should qualify that remark by saying by not losing the game, I mean they didn't want to make costly mistakes, give up bad field position. They felt that they were going to be on the short end of the stick. They were going to get beat, but not lose. And there's a big difference, as you know.
I'll tell you who did a great job, that rookie Springs from Ohio State stepping in for the injured Tony Dorsett. Third down 5, another fumble. And let's see, the Giants may have this they do to recover the fumble and stave off the Cardinal touchdown threat. That's the second turnover for the Cardinals, 5 for the Giants. Harry Carson recovered it. Ray Perkins says the more I watch that man in games as a first-year head coach and then I study him in film, the more I admire his play. He is really a great one. Harry Carson, the middle linebacker of the Giants. Well, let's see what's happening. The Rams are running away from a disappointing Atlanta Falcons. 28-6 now. Minute 30 left in the first half. And the Giants here just try and hang on to this ball. They give it to Billy Taylor. He's out to the 8 with the clock moving down. Cardinals have one timeout left. Eric Williams made the hit on him. Harmon took a 23-yard pass from Joe Theismann. Theismann's second touchdown pass of the game. And the Redskins lead the Cincinnati Bengals 21-14. Redskins have 5 losses. The Eagles 5 losses. The Cowboys 5 losses. Again, over the 10 to the 11-yard line. Billy Taylor. There's the end of the half here at Busch Stadium, St. Louis. Turnover, 5 on the Giants, 2 on the Cardinals, an interception by the Cardinals, 6 turnovers in all by the Giants. Just when they started to go somewhere, they made costly penalties. The Cardinals could have had 20 or 30 points here in the first half. But they didn't, and that may be a good sign for the Giants if they can put it together for the second half.
Yeah,
so, at the end of the first half, Hank, a little observation?
No, the only thing I was going to say is that really the Giants really didn't have very good field position throughout the game, and then when they did have an opportunity, they made the mistakes, as you mentioned, that really have put them in the soup, so to speak, in the first half.
Old saying, when you got them on the ropes in the earlier rounds, put them away. If you don't, you'll lose that fight later on. And we'll see what the Giants do when they come back in the second half. So that's the end of the first half here in St. Louis. We have unofficial stats. A big story here today, of course, is the rookie Otis Anderson. They call him O.J. because his name is Otis Jerome Anderson. He wears O.J. Simpson's number 32. He sometimes is called by O.J.'s initials. But he has 87 yards in the first half. He's broken all kinds of rookie records all year. And there's the halftime score, 12-0 St. Louis.